Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video with Imagining Tech. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. A lot of people are excited about Bitcoin right now because it's above the 10K mark. The 10K mark is a very pivotal mark in the space. It's just one of those numbers that once we pass, a lot of people get really excited about. The next mark from here would be the 15K mark. A lot of prominent heads in the crypto space, such as Max Kaiser and others, believe that if we pass the 15K mark, that it won't be long before we reach new all-time highs for Bitcoin. So naturally, a lot of people in the space are really excited. So I wanted to just kind of make a video talking about how I believe that developing technologies such as Bancor smart contracts and the liquid link application could be very pivotal and very crucial into making a more fair and honest ecosystem for investors in the space. So right now, one of the biggest problems I've said in the past that Bitcoin has are some of the obvious ones. Some of the obvious problems that Bitcoin has is it has a very low throughput, number one, so it's not very fast. It's not very cheap to transact in. So for those reasons, Bitcoin is seen more as a digital gold, more as a store of value rather than a peer-to-peer currency like was originally intended in the Satoshi white paper. So originally, I believe that Satoshi wanted to have a peer-to-peer currency that we could all transact in, that was fair, that was capped in supply and couldn't be overly inflated, such as the dollar and other fiat currencies that exist today. Somewhere along the lines, I think that dream or that vision got messed up when Bitcoin started getting heavily transacted in on centralized exchanges. I've said in the past in some of my previous videos that I think this is a big problem for the crypto space as a whole. I think decentralized exchanges are one of the most important things that we should be focusing on in the space, that we should be encouraging in the space. I think the problem with cryptocurrency is a lot of it has gotten taken over by traders and people trying to make money and who don't really see the value in blockchain, who don't really see the value in Bitcoin, but people who just want to see wild price fluctuations. Another problem in the space is the Bitcoin dominance is very high. So the Bitcoin dominance is pretty much Bitcoin in relation to every other coin. Every other coin meaning all altcoins. So what that means is, and Bitcoin is primarily traded on centralized exchanges. And the problem that we see with centralized exchanges is that over 90% of the trading volume is fake. It's false. It's spoofed, it's wash trading, it's people trading back and forth with themselves in order to manipulate the price. So what we're seeing is a lot of people with a lot of money and a lot of capital pretty much are able to control the market in that sense. They can bring the price really high when they want to sell. They can drop the price really low when they want to buy in. And it's not fair to everybody in the space at large who just believe in the dream and the overall freedom that cryptocurrencies bring. So this is why I'm so bullish about the Bancor smart contract system, because what the Bancor smart contract system essentially allows you to do is it allows you to pretty much the innovation, the genius of the Bancor smart contract system is it's a whole new way to decide value and to pretty much to make exchange. For hundreds of years, we've used the bid-ask system, meaning somebody goes to another person, says, I want to sell this item. That person comes back with a price in real time. And that's that price that they decide on, that price where they meet in the middle, is basically how we decide price. But this is, like I said, a model that can be manipulated fairly easily. We see it manipulated every single day in the stock market and other markets. I think a point a lot of people in the Bitcoin community try to make that I never really liked or agreed with is that once Bitcoin gets enough money inside the ecosystem, that eventually it'll be a more stable, asset. And I think that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because that's a terrible argument to make, and I think we as a community need to stop making that argument, because just because something has a lot of money in it doesn't mean it can't be manipulated. Sure, it may be harder to manipulate, but at the end of the day, it's still not the best way to do things. And with the whole new technology set, with the introduction of blockchain, with the introduction of smart contracts, I think the Bancor system is proving there's another way to do it, and there's better ways to do it. So I'm really excited for what they bring to the table. And you bring that in combination with what the Liquid Apps team is doing with their Liquid Link functionality. Now you'll be able, Liquid Link has already shown us that it's possible to connect two different isolated blockchains. They've spun up an EOS node as well as an Ethereum node, and now they can talk to each other, and now you can read and write on both chains. I made a previous video talking about how bullish that is for the space, how bullish that is for dApps, and all different types of applications will be able to finally reach potential due to this massive innovation. But I want to talk a little bit about how that can benefit Bitcoin. So like I said before, Bitcoin's main problems is that it is the price can be manipulated. It's not very it's very volatile. It's hard to determine a price. It can't be transacted peer-to-peer as easily as we would like. You can't use Bitcoin to buy coffee or do a lot of the microtransactions that you would like to do. But now if you combine the throughput of it, let's say the EOS blockchain, and the feeless nature of it, with the decentralization and the scarcity, all the things that kind of make up a good money in the Bitcoin blockchain, now you could do those microtransactions and it wouldn't be a problem. And on top of that, you could add the Bitcoin, you could add Bitcoin to the Bancor network. You could set it up in a relay token, add it to the network, and now you could get a price that is algorithmically constructed on the Bancor network that would then make the price of Bitcoin a lot more fair, and you would see a lot more. It would be a lot closer to the amount of people buying Bitcoin versus the amount of people manipulating the price of Bitcoin. So we'd actually be able to see real demand, real supply and demand in effect, the way I believe that Satoshi originally envisioned it. Because you got to understand, guys, whoever Satoshi is, whatever their motive was, unless you're trying to say there's some sort of supernatural human being, which I don't think most people believe. I think they're just some really smart guy out there, or a group of people, or whatever. He couldn't have seen any of this coming. 10 years out, Bitcoin's been around, and already the space looks drastically different. There was a time when Bitcoin was trading for pennies, and now it's trading for, it hit an all-time high of above $20,000. So I do think I want to see the crypto space succeed as a whole. I want to see the Bitcoin space succeed as a whole. So I think we're heading on the right track. I just encourage everybody not to get too caught up with the prices, because I try not to talk too much about prices on this channel. Sometimes it can be fun, don't get me wrong, sometimes it can be fun, but I think more importantly, it's good to take a step back and to try to zoom out and see the bigger picture and where things are going, and how we can make things more stable, how we can make things easier to use, faster, higher throughput. And I think Bitcoin in combination with Bancor and Liquid Link is going to be massive. So just some food for thought, guys. If you guys enjoy these videos, if you want me to make more of these videos, please go ahead and like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Have a good day.